been a little bit since I've been here. It's an interesting spot because every now and then people live under here. Rarely, because when it floods, and you're left with mud everywhere. But I have walked in here once, and only once, actually from the bank, and walked in here and saw a gold ring. Those of you who were with me that day saw it on the video, So we're gonna walk around and see what we can see. Look for something fresh and new. Oh, it's slick. There's only one gator slide here. That's good because it's good. 2 golf balls. I didn't bring my Yan purse to Wish I Harvest. 1 and 2. I could throw them on the bank and then grab them when we go back. I've never understood how golf balls get in this creek. Unless there's someone who just hates golf balls, and every time they find one, they come and throw it in this creek. That's probably what I would do if I hated golf balls. But I don't hate them. Some people, you know, they're activists, they hate styrofoam cups. I know the wind's blowing a lot and I forgot your earmuffs, sorry. But they bring their plastics and styrofoam cups and throw them right here if they hate them. If they love them, they wouldn't do that. I'm pretty sure I've never seen a snake, a crawfish, although there are a few little freshwater mussels in here. I've never seen any freshwater snails. And as I've told you in the past, that's one way to determine if a waterway is healthy. I actually did contaminants testing on this creek when I was in college. There is mercury in this creek. I want to get up there and see what's falling out of the bank. If anything. I don't see anything of any sig. Just a few remnant corn stalks. But along with PCBs, TCEs, you can throw in mercury on this creek. I don't know if I'm going to go any further down. I think I want to head upstream so I don't muddy it up on the way. I put out a reel on Facebook. I just remembered I have another wind sock for my camera in the wagon. I may go back and get it unless you can hear me okay. Can y'all hear me okay? Okay, good. I put out a reel on Facebook. I found a shotgun in a creek. Not really a creek. It's a stormwater runoff, but it flows all the time because there are little different waterways that run into it from the different mountains and stuff. But it's concrete sides, concrete bottom, concrete everything. And you have to look at the reel. But I drug it out of the water. It's on Exploring Alabama on Facebook, obviously. I drug it out and opened it up, and it was in there. Of course. Not of course. Everybody's, that's the point I'm going to get to. I didn't think there'd be anything in it because there never is. I found cases. Oh, there's a stripe. No. Look at that bass. It's going berserk. Trying to get some brim. I mean, it's anything. There's a bunch of them in here. Look at it. You see that? I don't know if you can see it or not. That's a hungry fish. It'll do it in a minute. It'll get it a taste. It's just got to go a little slower. It'll put it in turbo mode in a minute. I guess it's tired. I found a shoe back there. I'm not sure if it's attached to anything or not, and I thought I was recording, but apparently I wasn't. I just was not, in short, wasn't. It ends in U-N-T. But it's gonna be a good day for y'all because there's another one. And it's not attached to anything. Also, I don't know what you heard about what was in the case. I don't have a clue what this thing's been recording was. It hasn't been. Anyway, I took it out and it was completely covered in black iron. Maybe you heard all that. I don't know. But anyway, it's in the process of being taken apart. That is a safe. No, I didn't stage it. Somebody tried to get in it. I don't think they got in it. Yeah, I think it's empty. Feels empty. So if all the water was out of it, we would know if it's empty or not. Yeah, I think it's empty. I've totally lost everything I was talking about. Remember when I came down here and there's a guy sitting in this tree? It was a long time ago. This is also where Elmo was. But he's gone too. Now I gotta figure out where the shallowest part is so I can get across. I think it's back up here. I think there's a couple of mallards. We missed them. If you're ever curious about my boots, which you may not be, these are the Hisea is the name. H-I-S-E-A. I got links to them. I don't know if I can get up here. It's so deep. I can cut across there. The company contacted me the other day and said we didn't see a video about the boots we sent you. And I never accept payment for anything. They all want to pay me to advertise their stuff, like any other channel. It don't matter if you got 300 followers or 30,000 followers. Companies will contact you and say, hey, you want to wear our stuff or use our stuff in one of your videos, and what's your fee? If you get paid by them, you have to report all that and let YouTube know that you're a sponsored video. And if you don't, I think you can get in some kind of YouTube jail. I don't know, but I tell people, yeah, I'll do it. I don't charge any fees. I don't ask for your money, and I don't sign up for affiliate links with the exception of Amazon, and that is in my about page that I do Amazon affiliate marketing. And I don't want to know what your parameters are, what you require, how long the video has to be. Dedicated video, it gets the whole video, it doesn't get the whole video. Because some of them say we want a dedicated video 15 to 20 minutes long. And I say, well, you better find somebody else. And they, I'm gonna skip this. I'm taking it with me, but I want to skip it. And they'll send it anyway. I'm pretty good at this game. So anyway, I do like these boots. HISEA. I've got a video. This starts off showing the new ones I got. The cool thing about them is they're not expensive. The cooler thing about them is their lifetime warranty is true. They sent me another pair because the other one's got a little hole. Although that does not look higher than my boots, it is. So I'm walking the bank. It doesn't look deep at all, does it? That's about up to my knees right there and above my boots over there. And I don't want to get this into the boot that is on my leg. I would like to see, oh, there's a, I want to go over there. Oh, those are just the whitefish. I forget what they're called. They travel downstream or upstream from the bigger waterways to lay their eggs, like a salmon. And then they go back downstream. And of course it's getting deeper now. One would think with all these dry, rooty banks, even two might think that there would be a snake up there. But I've never seen one. Maybe the fish are too far and in between in here for the journey. The chase would be too much for them. They do love the tiny, tiny city creeks where the minnows are stuck. They get stuck in little pools of water. And they can eat, suck the guts out. Actually, all they do is bite. A Midland water snake, oh, I forgot the word. But anyway, when they bite, they kind of let off a anticoagulant, and the snakes and the fish sit there and just kind of bleed to death and freeze up, and then they eat it like a little snack. So far we found nothing. I see either a blue heron up there or a person standing there. I've only run across one person in this creek, remember, and he was in a tree back there. Why there's a person up there standing in the creek, I could not tell you that until I get there and bid him adieu. This has been one of my best Father's Days in years. Since the Rune left, yeah, he's only been gone a couple of years, but still, he came back to see me on Father's Day. Surprised me. And then we had Gabriel from University of Kentucky. He graduated and came home. He's still here, so we've been hanging out and playing. I've been fishing a lot. And my oldest squirrel, who goes to Auburn, is home. I know I told y'all before, she had what they called a mild stroke. Turned out to be, even though it was the symptoms of a mild stroke, where she went numb on one side of her body and one side of her body kind of drooped and everything, and it was scary. It was due to a complex migraine or something, which gives stroke-like symptoms. The good thing is it's nothing that's permanent. They just had to beef up their meds a little bit. So other than that, she takes some pretty stout meds. I can't understand why there's not a snake sitting up here to greet me. Turns out that wasn't a person. It's a bag hanging from a tree. I was ready to greet them with an extended hand and offer them a cool beverage. Speaking of hands, I got sand in my grippers. When they do that, they kind of go in slow motion. I gotta quit digging. I don't know why I keep every screwdriver I find. I met this fella in front of a grocery store. He was sitting in a wheelchair. He looked like he was about 18 or 19 or 20. Of course, the older you get, the younger everybody else looks. So I've stopped saying you look so young, and I've stopped telling people, look, every show I watch on TV, the commercial is about medicine. I told you all that in the past too, so I started watching cartoons again because I prefer commercials about toys. If you want to realize and get to the point where you realize that you're the same age as old people, look at the commercials that show on the things you watch. But anyway, I met this fella. He had legs just to his knees. Oh, that reminds me, I gotta order him some new knee pads. He was missing several fingers, and he said, his name's Chase. Really nice guy. I said, okay. So I sat down and started talking to him. And I said, how'd you lose your legs? I said, you look so young. He said, it was a heart condition. He's 31. And it was a heart condition he got right before his little girl was born, about 2.5 years ago, year and a half to 3 years. I don't know. I have a horrible memory. But anyway, she's 3-something. It was not long after she was born. She was born, I think, in April, and he found out he was going to lose his, started with his toes and his feet, then all the way up to his knees. And it's been a few years ago. And then when he went back, anyway, long story short, it's his heart. They say he has the heart of a 80-something-year-old, and that he's only supposed to live 2 years. I said, how long has it been since they told you that? He said, 1.5 years. I said, how do you feel? He said, I feel great. He had more joy than most healthy, wealthy, and prosperous people I've met in a long time. I mean, we talked about everything. When we got done, I said, do you need anything? What do you need? And I went through everything. Have you sought help here? Have you went to Social Security? My bride said, what about Department of Human Resources? We went through it all. He can't get disability until he loses his hands. In the state of Alabama, he said that's what they told him, because he's not considered disabled until he loses his hands. Well, that's odd. I said, how do people get disabled because they have diabetes, or they're struggling with weight so they can't walk and get around, and all this other stuff? He said, I don't know. So we're going to keep looking into that. He's tried to get a job as a greeter at Walmart. They wouldn't hire him because they don't have insurance to deal with stuff like with him. He said, if something happened, he tried to get a job where he's sitting. Same thing, insurance issues. And he used to work with the railroad, replacing railroad ties. He's done a lot. The only place he's found where he might could get a job is at the ports in down in South Alabama, Mobile. He's been through there before he lost his legs and everything, and some fingers. So I said, why don't you go there? He said they actually pay $40-something an hour, and all he has to do is sit there and run a crane all day. I said, man, there aren't many people in Alabama that make $47 an hour unless they're doctors or work for the government. I've been there a long time. He said, I know. He said, I cannot leave my little girl. I said, good move. So he has 3 crosses on his arm. And I said, you just seem so happy, dude. You seem like you're in a great mood, like nothing's bothering you. You know, does this not bother you? He said, well, it did when they took my legs off. And he said, I told his girlfriend at the time to call a friend of his to come get anything he could hurt himself with out of the house, because he had these thoughts running through his head. He was done. And I said, I understand. So he made it through that struggle. And long story short, back to the crosses on his arm. We went through everything, went through the gospel with him clearly. He understood it and recognized it. His only struggle was, I said, so you know for sure without a shadow of a doubt that you're going to heaven when you die. He said, well, I don't want to think that. And I said, hold on a second. So you said you're a Christian, right? He said, yes. And he said, I kind of was on the fence about it. And I said, hold on right there. I said, first of all, there's no fence about it. I said, you don't decide. I said, the scripture is clear in John 15:16. Jesus says, you did not choose me, but I chose you. The first thing a new believer needs to be taught is that they didn't make a decision one day to come to Christ. The Holy Spirit changed their hearts, and therefore they are where they are. So the next step is, what are you going to do about it? You get into fellowship, you spend time with other believers, and you realize the beauty of what's been given to you, and therefore you share with everybody else the rest of your life. It's not a bang people over the head with a Bible thing. It's not a tell everybody they're doomed for hell. I mean, yeah, that's the basic truth. But for this guy, his slight fear was, I'm trying to figure out how to get out of here without going on the water again. I've mumbled and jumbled and jabbered, and I'm back in the depths. For this guy, his struggle was, I'm not bold enough to say I'm going to heaven. I said, well, think about Paul. Remember Paul in the Bible? I mean, that guy not only persecuted Christians, he killed them. And he was a major person that Jesus used in bringing the gospel to everyone. What is that? It's nothing. And I said, what about Peter? I said, that joker, when they were coming to get Jesus, he cut off one of the guard's ears, and Jesus put it back on there and told him to get behind me, and said, get behind me, Satan, because he was hindering the work that Christ was sent here for. And I said, now, who are you to think that you've done something so bad to where you got to work on it to get into heaven? I said, you're categorizing yourself with Jehovah's Witnesses, with Catholics, with Mormons, with any other religion that thinks they have so much work to do to get into heaven. I said, the Bible is clear. Your righteousness is filthy rags. There's nothing you can do that's worthwhile. I said, you will not be able to deny the prompting of the Holy Spirit and knowing you are saved if you have the desire to fellowship and learn about the God you're making a claim about that saved you. It was a beautiful conversation. I absolutely loved it. And I sat there with him probably 2 hours. And then I ran and got him a bunch of clothes and some underwear. And I couldn't find sweats. And so as we got close and got to talking and everything, yeah, that's empty. I said, you need any socks? And we both laughed because I was kidding, and he knew that. He said he had a friend that got him some shoes as a gag gift. I'm telling you, the guy is miraculous. And then I said, don't. But he was in such a hole when he lost his legs that he wanted to be done. So I told him about the story about the blind man at the gates when Jesus carried the disciples in. And they were like, who sinned, this guy or his parents? He said, neither one. So that the mighty works of God may be shown in him. That's why this man is blind. And of course, Jesus healed him on the spot, but I told this guy, I have a hole in my boot. My foot's wet. I told this guy, I said, you're the same, man. I said, your joy is amazing. I said, attribute that to Christ no matter who you meet. Tell people, share with people, stay here with your daughter. Raise her as much as you can, because his daughter's mom he is not with anymore, because she said that he was holding her back and she couldn't go do anything. And I said, I understand her point. I said, anyway, I could talk to you about this for hours. So if you're just joining my channel, I'm looking for garbage in this creek. So far we've just got 2 golf balls. I can't find anything else. I love these trees. I don't know what they're called. If you know what these are called, that has little helicopters, let me know, because I would love one in my yard. These are my favorite when I was a kid too. When they're dry, they fly. When they're green, they sing. I think we need to find another creek. Look at that. I did not do that. I don't remember if we picked up anything here. How would that rock have done that? Oh, that's not a rock. Look at it. Look, y'all thought I did that. There's a freshwater mussel in there. I don't know if it's lost or what it's doing, but I think we should put it back in. It's trying to get to some fresh water. Oh, there's a Grootpow too. So we'll take it over here and some fresh water. Yeah, it's still in there. It's still trying to do its little thing. Look at that. Now look, you're gonna have to bury yourself up quick, okay? Because all these were eaten by a raccoon. Are you in there? Yeah, you're in there. I'm gonna help you. There you go. Now you do your thing. It still looks fresh and meaty, like it should be on a cracker. I'm just kidding. So I know how a lot of people feel. The world, especially the South, is beating people up with the gospel, lacking love and compassion for anybody, just pretty much condemning people. And the truth is, the disciples, when they went around, they were pretty hardcore. They walked around preaching repentance. Not that you was going to have a great, happy, healthy life, and not that you were going to get wealthy and have everything you've ever wanted. You would have probably less, and have friends and family. Oh, no one would be around you because all you do is talk about what you've just learned. So I'm done. Here, we got 3 golf balls. We saved the life of 1 freshwater mussel. I think that's a good day. Thanks for watching my videos. But before we go, this was at the base camp when I got here. It is a Grootpow. A Grootpow. I don't know if the little gear symbol is A or an O. And they said, hey, you want to review this thing for us? And I said, sure, I will. Send it to me. And they sent this and a little digging tool. A little hand trowel. So we'll pretend like we don't want that piece of grass. I do want that piece of grass because I need grass to grow. So I just stick it down on there, give it a little stomp. Then I think you just do this. Oh no, I did it wrong. Okay, put it on there, stomp it down, push that. Oh, I still did it wrong. Push it down, pull it back, pull it backwards. Okay, that works pretty good, I'll have to admit. We're gonna put that back and hope that it keeps living. We'll try it again a little. So let's say you don't want that one. I don't want that one. Stick it in there, stand on it, pull it backwards. Oh, I missed it. Let's say you don't want that one. I missed it again. That one. Stand on it, pull it backwards. I missed it again. Put it on there, put it in there, step on it, pull it backwards. Put it on there, pull it backwards. Okay, let's go to another one. Let's pretend like you don't want this one. Put it on there, stand on it, pull it backwards. Put it on there, put it on there, stand on it, pull it backwards. Okay, put it on there, pull it backwards. Okay, let's say you don't want this one. The video's over, by the way. I missed. Pull it backwards, pick it up. Okay, let's pretend like we're done. It works, I'm just not very good with my aim. Pull it backwards and it pulls a piece of weed out. Or you can go a little, maybe I'm not taking my time, and I should take my time. Yeah, it takes them right out. I'll put the link to this. I have no idea what it cost. They didn't pay me to show you this. They didn't do anything except send it to me. I said, sure, I'll show it to people. I gain nothing if you get this, unless it's on Amazon and you order it. Then I get a few pennies. And if you go to Amazon and order it, come here, you had a horse fly on you. I just saved your life. If you go to Amazon and order it and buy anything else while you're hanging out in Amazon, then I'll get a few pennies to that if you go through this link. Thanks for watching my videos.